Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got my pickups and experience here from the GTA Collectibles Expo, which just happened on May the 1st. It was a great event. I thought, well put together kind of situation. That show has had some problems in the past, I think, with just other venues being booked. Something about marathons always seem to want to introduce sort of into this thing, and this time there was no exception to that, actually, because on my way out to head down to Toronto, I had to circumvent a marathon in Mississauga, which was running at the same time as they had the streets that I normally would have accessed, like the way I would go to get down to Toronto. They were blocked, so I had to go around. That was in the first like 5 minutes of leaving my house. So I thought that was pretty funny because it's pretty much every time I go to the show there's a marathon. And then when I got down into Toronto, there was another one, but it was smaller. It wasn't blocking off all the streets like the last time. It was just blocking off one section, and they were sort of letting people through. So that was no problem. It didn't really get in the way. I just thought it was funny. It made me kind of giggle that every time the last 2 times I've gone to this show, there's been marathons blocking my path kind of thing. But it was pretty funny nonetheless, and everything worked out perfectly getting down there, and everything sort of really stepped up, I think, a notch from the last time I was there. Not that there was anything wrong with previous times that I was there, but really cool setup, and lots of interesting things going on there that weren't just video game related. So there was a little bit of this. Some of that. And some of this. Stuff you're probably really interested in are the video games, so I took a little bit of footage here of some of the tables. Not a whole lot, but you get a little montage of events going on here, so here you go.
Hey,
well, like I said, this. Say something bad and if you suck, you're not getting fined. No, I was just going to contact the vendor because I wanted to do a trade. Somebody's turning around, I'm not here. So I'm not. There's someone's going to... Can I ask what you're looking at trading? Oh, like, you were just in the round. It was just super looking. No, it's okay. Too much on my own. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Spending water, you spend like
Don't worry, you can talk. I'm putting music over it. Yeah.
Welcome to Mirror's Electronics Emporium.
here's me and all my brilliance. I'm doing footage at the end when every bin's been cleared out. So there's my brilliance, and I'm doing my footage at the end.
And there are also a lot of different collectibles there. I don't know if I got a lot of footage of the collectibles kind of aspect of things. That's not really my area of focus. I'm a video game guy, obviously, primarily. I like collectibles here and there, but not really going to these events to purchase collectibles and whatnot. So that was really cool that they had that kind of variety going on there. I mean, they had the really weird like wrestling sort of thing. I thought it was kind of strange at the Collectibles Expo to have that, but it was totally cool. You can see it going on in the background kind of thing when you were at the game tables trying to like find deals or whatever. And lots of other cool stuff going on, and some things I didn't get footage of. I didn't really know if people feel comfortable necessarily of you recording those kind of things, because I know some of them are like YouTube celebs or just celebrities in general, and they don't really want you taking pictures of them for your own benefit or whatever. I don't really know what the etiquette is around that, so I kind of avoided, getting footage of the exoskeleton guy, like, lifting a car, I think is what he was doing. I don't totally know. I didn't really get to see that part of it, but that was something that was going on, which was really kind of neat. And as well, the Pink Ranger was there from the Power Rangers. I'm not a huge Power Ranger guy, but I know she was, like doing signings and stuff like that, and I don't know about like photography around that. I don't know if it's really like, an acceptable thing to be recording these people. I know they want to get paid for it, I think. So I didn't really get any footage of that kind of thing. But I know Josh from Creepleet is, obsessed with the Pink Ranger. I think that was his first crush, he was saying, way back in the day. So that's pretty cool anyways, that she was there doing signings. So it was really kind of diverse. There was a tournament going on there for Smash Brothers, the one on the Wii U, which was really cool too, as well, to see other people getting together, playing the game and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of things going on there, not just games, not just collectibles, and that was kind of cool to see that sort of diversity that I haven't really seen at other game swaps and whatnot. So pretty interesting anyways. Let me get into more of my experience though here. So as far as video games go, I didn't really purchase anything from the swap. I just found the prices just a little bit out of what I'd be willing to go for, and that's not really anything against the show itself. It's just vendors have started to really mark up their stuff, I think, with the dipping Canadian dollar, but I'm not really willing to go that route yet. As you can see, and I explained it to people there as well, that's nothing against it. There were a lot of good deals, I'm sure, to be had, but just if you take a look here, like, do I really need those kind of games for that kind of price? And the answer to that is no, obviously. I have quite a few here, and I'm not in a big rush to score any particular game. There's a few that I still have on my wish list, but I didn't really run across those ones, so I just kind of left it. And I did do a trade though, which was kind of cool, but other than that, it really wasn't that. But I still enjoyed the experience, going and check out stuff, talking to people and all that kind of goodness. So it was a great day nonetheless. All right, so to talk about my experience a little bit here, the first thing that sort of started off was I had a few tickets that I had to hook up and meet people to set them up with and that kind of thing. So what I did was I met up, and pretty much right when I got there, Josh from Creepleet was there with his wife, and I gave them their pair of tickets to get into the show. That was pretty cool. I really liked meeting his wife. I'd never met her before, so that was really kind of cool to meet her. And I think that was the first swap she'd ever been to before, so kind of an interesting one to go to with all those little extras that were going on there, like the wrestling and whatnot. So that was kind of cool for sure. And then also, the next person that, I'm trying to remember the order, but I think it was Miles was next, and I met up with Miles and gave him his tickets to get in there, and that was pretty cool because Miles is from Flock of Nerds, if you're not totally aware of that. Of course, I'm going to put links down below, but he's a great guy to talk to, and we were all chumming around a little bit in there, so it was kind of fun, meet up and spend some time with other people in the community, and that's really what I enjoyed upon the day, kind of thing. And then the last person who picked up their tickets from me was Rose, who's Lamour Lapin, who does a Google Hangouts with Cartridge Canuck and myself, and there's a variety of other people in there as well. I'm not going to go totally name dropping everybody, but that's on a Tuesday night kind of thing, and through Cartridge Canuck we do this like Google Hangout sort of session, and that's where I had originally met her. But the thing was, never seen her face before, and I did meet her at the Barrie Game Exchange, but again, didn't really know who she was because I'd never seen her before, and she never like formally introduced herself. So this was really nice this time around to actually know who I was speaking to, because I kind of figured it out after the fact, after the Barrie Game Exchange. I've explained all this to her for her, so I'm not really embarrassed about that, but it's just kind of funny of a scenario, the way that it played out. But it was really good that she won the tickets, got to spend some time with her as well, and what we did was also later on had some lunch together, so got to sit down and sort of debrief about the whole what was going on at the expo kind of thing and all that kind of stuff that retro gamers talk about. So it was really enjoyable time. When I met up with Rose, we actually did a trade. Josh had bought a few things from me, and so did Miles, so I had a little bit of extra cash on me that paid for my lunch and my parking and stuff like that on the day. But when I met up with Rose, we actually had done a trade, which was kind of interesting. She had a few titles that I was interested in, one of which I already had in my collection, but I just used it sort of to round out the deal, and I know it'll be something I can use to trade with somebody down the road. So that first one here is the Guardian Legend. That's pretty cool right there. This is a pretty amazing game, lots of fun. So if you haven't checked this one out, you definitely should. It's got like, you know, different kind of game modes in it when you're playing it. So there's a lot of diversity when you're playing this game. So this is definitely a fun time, and I know this is sort of on everybody's like hidden gems list kind of thing. So it's not really a hidden gem anymore, but definitely a worthy pickup kind of thing. So I appreciate getting this one. I already have it, like I said, in my collection, but I'll probably just end up using this to, you know, recoup something down the line kind of thing for myself. I really wanted to get some NES games to add to my table for the Waterloo swap. So the next one here is a game that I had in my collection previously, but I ended up trading it away to Bill Benton a very long time ago. I think it was like a couple years ago now. I figured I'd come across it again for a decent deal, and I actually haven't. So that was kind of cool that I was able to add this one back into the collection, and that's Donkey Kong 64, which, like I said, I had in my collection previously, but I traded away because I think Bill really wanted it a little more than I definitely needed it, because it's not really my system of choice. But if you're going to collect, you know, some N64 games, this one definitely has to be in your pile. So I got this one here, and really happy to add that one back into the collection. Any of those first party kind of things, definitely worth my time and effort. So that's really cool right there. Thanks for that as well, Rose. And then this is something I was absolutely after for the longest time, and I'm probably going to do a case swap on this one because this one's not in the perfect shape, and you know, we get things the way we get stuff. We're thrifters, that's the way it goes. But I will definitely appreciate putting this one into my collection, and that is Tales of Symphonia. And I've been looking for this for a while, but people are kind of going a little bit nuts on the pricing. Out of the price range I'm willing to pay, and eBay thinks it's you know, a little more than it really should be valued at as far as like Canadian dollars go. So happy to add this one in as well. Pretty cool. Unfortunately missing a manual, but you know, I'll come across one eventually, so that's kind of nice. And the discs are, you know, reasonably good. If they don't play or something like that, I'm pretty sure it does. I don't think she would send me, you know, a game that didn't, but you know, if the discs don't, I can always resurface them a little bit. But still something I really wanted to add in my collection, so super sweet to be able to get that, something I didn't have already. So thank you very much, Rose, for setting up that trade. That was really greatly appreciated. That's everything I have for you from the GTA Collectibles Expo. I know I said that I didn't buy a whole bunch of games or anything like that, and really, you know, it wasn't really my intention to go down there and sort of load up on video games necessarily. It was really great to, you know, just engage in the community and get to see all the different people and see how that show sort of evolved over time with all the different activities that were going on there and different displays and whatnot. It was pretty amazing. I really enjoyed my time there. There was one person that I did forget to mention that I did meet there as well, and that was Dragon Dude 2525 or 2525. I'm not really sure how he says that. It's just numbers after his YouTube handle. But we were actually stuck in a line getting food, and I talked to him for quite a bit, and it's probably the first time that I've had a chance to really speak to him at length, you know, in person kind of thing. I've seen him at different swaps before, and you know, he's approached my tables when I've been a vendor or whatever, but we haven't had time to sit there and like sort of talk it out sort of thing. And it was really nice to be able to speak to him. I was sort of standing in line, and he just happened to be right behind me and sort of caught my attention, and we started chatting it up, and that was a good time too. So that's everything I have this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Please check out the GTA Collectibles Expo and all those YouTube pages that belong to these wondrous people that are part of our community. So that's everything I got, and I will see you all later.